Hi everybody, I am coming to you today to share a eye tutorial for you. As you can see, I've got one eye done. I went ahead and did this one before I started filming just to make the video a little smoother so you don't have to wait for me to do everything twice. And also, this is the eye that always turns out not as good. I'm sure you guys have heard the saying, your sides of your face are sisters, not twins. And really what that means is it's never going to look exactly the same. If it looks similar, you're close enough. And I can see better out of this eye most of the time when I'm doing my makeup. I can definitely see what I'm doing on this side. This side, when I'm trying to focus, everything looks blurry this way. So I did that one first for you guys so you don't have to watch me struggle. Today we are going to do a very bright, bold, beautiful look with this. This is the PUR Festival Palette that came in my January, February, March, April Boxy. What month is this? This is May, so it was my April Boxycharm box. Wow, that was incredibly difficult for me to count up the months. Yes, I'm one of those people that still has like Monday, Tuesday, I have to say the ABCs to get to the letter that I'm going to, basically. But this is the festival palette, and it is gorgeous. I immediately, when I opened it up, I was drawn to these colors in the middles, this pink and purple, and everything else just kind of looked very neutral, similar. There's some mattes down here across the bottom, some metallics across the top, and then these two glitter shades. And I've played around with it a bit, and you can see there is quite the indent happening in those pans. It's all very, very soft shadows, which is great. They're easy to blend, and there is not a ton of fallout, which is great. But there is some kickback on them when you're digging into them, and you definitely want to be soft-handed when you do it. But I was incredibly shocked at the more neutral colors, the perimeter of it, how much I absolutely love them. We're going to use a couple of them for transition shades today. But even I've done a couple of just warm neutral looks with them, and they are just so incredibly pigmented and very deep colored. It's really a wonderful palette. I am super excited about it. Honestly, if I had seen it in the store, I probably would not have bought it. And that's kind of the point of the Boxycharm box and the Ipsy boxes and stuff like that, is to get people to try things they probably wouldn't normally try. And I most likely wouldn't have ever bought it because I would think, beautiful colors, when am I ever gonna wear them? But I love them. I love this palette, and it's definitely been something that I've been using regularly since I got it and got back from vacation. So we are going to recreate this eye look, and the first place that we are going to start at is, I'm a little weird. I like to line my bottom waterline first. So we are going to use my unique eye pencil in Passionate. It's this beautiful purple color. And I'm just gonna do that to line my bottom waterline, and bear with me because it's kind of hard to see. I'm not sitting in front of my mirror right now. I'm actually sitting in front of my living room window. Better lighting for you guys, so we're just gonna try and see how this goes, and you guys will just have to bear it with me. So using a combination of my camera and the mirror on the palette, and then I have a couple handheld mirrors too that I'm going to try and use, and you guys will just have to let me know if this works for you as far as a format setup, or if you liked it better me sitting on the floor in my hallway. I just thought the natural light over here was just so pretty, and I wanted to take advantage of it. It's definitely, the weather's getting warmer and I'm loving it. So Let me know what you guys think, because I'm doing this for you. Mostly I'm doing it for me, but I am doing it for you guys too. I just really enjoy playing with makeup. So we are going to jump right in now to the shadows. I am going to start with this color here. It is called Epic, and it is a beautiful, beautiful kind of camel-y color. Really, really pretty. Makes a really warm transition shade, and so I dip in and then tap most of it off, and then I'm just doing windshield wiper motions and small circles in my crease. And this is a big blending brush. This is the Unique Fluffy blending brush. I absolutely love it. It is a larger blending brush, very, very soft, so it does blow out the color quite a bit. If you find it is too big, too fluffy, they do also have a crease blending brush, which we'll use in a minute, that is stiffer bristles, and so it doesn't blow out as much. So you definitely want to use the right tool for the job, but also the right tool for your eyes. And luckily I have quite a bit of space. I do have a nice hood, that little crease there that makes everything disappear, but space-wise on my eyes has always been kind of a big feature, and then made even bigger by the fact that I wear glasses. So I just keep dipping into that same color and then applying it right into that crease area and just above it. And what that does is it creates a nice warm transition for the colors. So it's not like my super pale and then all of a sudden bright pink. It fades slightly into it and kind of tricks your brain into thinking that that bright pink is supposed to be there. Not really, but whatever. That's the best way I can think to explain it. So we go in with that, and then we are going to go into this kind of burnt red color. It is called Hidden Desert, and this is one that I wasn't quite sure I was going to get a lot of use out of, because I thought it was just slightly too dark for a transition, but I absolutely love how warm it makes your eyes look. And so I'm just going slightly below where I went with that other one, but in that same area, just slightly lower, more down onto the lid and down into the crease, but really blending those two together, and you can see instantly how much depth it gives to that transition. And honestly, this is the longest process, is creating the transition shades, and just kind of taking your time to build up the colors. And I think it makes a really, really nice pulled together look. I don't always do it with neutrals. I will do transition shades with lighter, brighter colors. But I think it makes a huge difference, and doing it with these such warm, bright colors, it just really makes sense for the time of year that we are in. And I love it. So now we're going to go in with the purple, which is called Gypsy. I have to look at it because I'm not sure. So beautiful, bright purple color. There's not a ton. This is the shade I think that has the most fallout that I've noticed, but it still doesn't have a ton of fallout. But what does happen, I can brush away easily with a soft brush. And so we are going to go and just pack it in with tapping motions into this corner of the eye, and about a third of the way in on the bottom, and then working it a little bit up into the crease. And we're just patting it in, packing it in. I found with this shade, if I do more sweeping, swirling motions, I do get more spottiness, more patchiness. So just packing it in, and then I do take my crease blending brush, which is the stiffer bristled one, and just right over the top and into the crease, kind of blend it out, and taking it about 2/3 of the way into the crease when I'm blending. And I'm just going to go back and forth between those two until I reach the pigmentation that I want, which, I mean, it's a bright purple. I want it to be a bright and I have this palette like really close to my face so I can see the mirror because my eyesight's horrible, but it smells pretty. I don't know what fragrance they use in it, but just because I'm sitting here smelling it, it smells like cupcakes, and I absolutely love it. So that's a little side bit of pleasure from the palette, is that it smells pretty. I don't know, you guys can tell me if I'm just weird for thinking that, but I like it. Although we know I'm just kind of weird, so maybe don't answer that question. So we've got the purple now on the corner, and then I'm going to go in with another similar brush. I was using the Unique Deluxe brush for that. And this is the Luxie Large Shader brush, which is very similar in shape to the Unique Deluxe brush. You can see though the shader brush is wider, and in retrospect I would have done it the opposite way and used the shader brush for the purple on the outside and the Deluxe for the Wild Child hot pink that we're about to use, simply because I'm going on the smaller part of my eye now with the bigger brush. But other than that, they're very similar brushes, and so just random, and I like them both. They're both very soft brushes. So we're going to now do the same thing. We're going to pat it in gently onto that inner 2/3 of the eye, and we're going to slowly pat it over the edge of the purple too, just so they kind of blend together. And it starts kind of building up very slowly, but that's okay. If you go too fast, then you get more fallout and less control, and you really want to, especially with these bright pigmented colors, you want to put it in the right spot the first time because it's kind of harder to wipe away. I haven't found though that there's any staining or anything like that on either my brushes or on my eyelids. Sometimes, especially with the darker colors, you can get staining on your lids or on your brushes, but as you guys can see, these Luxie brushes kind of have a white tips on them, but there's no staining at all. And that is one thing that I like about the Unique brushes, is they're all darker, so you don't really notice any discoloration as much on them, which is nice. Except for all of the crease brushes are white bristles, and that's where I do all my dark colors, is on the crease and on the outer corner, so I use those brushes for that all the time, and I'm like, really? Really? You use the light colored bristles for that? But again, that's absolutely nothing to do with functionality. That's just me being weird. But I'm pretty sure at this point you guys appreciate my weirdness, or at least I hope so. And then we're gonna go back in with the Deluxe brush with that Gypsy shade again, and just kind of pat it over. And what we're doing is we're just kind of blending these two together to kind of create that transition. And then again with the crease brush, which this has no product on it, it's just what I'm picking up from blending. And we're gonna pull those two together across the top, and it kind of blends them into the transition shade and together so that it's now a seamless look. The next thing I'm going to take is my Morphe, I can't see, M165 brush. Sorry. So my Morphe 165 brush, and this is just a thin angled brush, and we are going to go in with Gypsy again, and we are going to do the bottom lash line, and this is going to intensify that liner that we already put in the bottom waterline, and it's also going to make your eyes look bigger, and it's going to pull the color down. So if you're like me and your eyelid disappears quite a bit when you have your eyes open, it's going to bring the color down, and it's going to make the color stand out more. And so this is something that I absolutely love to do. And this one I'm going to go about halfway across, but keeping it close to the lash line. And I'm going to connect it up here to the top color. And then my Morphe 508, which is my little smudge brush that I absolutely love, into that color Wild Child. And we're going to go on the inner part of the eye and I'm going to blend it over into the purple to kind of create that transition. So you can see it kind of rings my eye in that pretty pink color. So that's just absolutely gorgeous. And now I am going to use a eyeliner on my top line, and I'm going to create just a very simple line. You can do a winged look with this. I just wasn't feeling a wing today, but this is again Unique eye pencil. This one is perfect. This is their black, which I absolutely love. These eyeliners go on super smooth. They're super creamy. The colors are very bright, and they don't smudge, which is really important because I do have a tendency to play with my eyes a lot. So we are going to go on that upper lash line, and I may have to kind of dip my head down, so I'm sorry if I'm off camera for a minute and that's awkward. Just enjoy the top of my head. I did my hair for you guys today, so that should look really nice for you. I like put it in ponies because my haircut appointment is this weekend, and so we're like 6 weeks out, which is way longer than I normally go, and I'm so shaggy right now. I love how easy it is to style my hair when it's this short, but I hate how hard it is to style it when it grows out, and my line just got totally all janky, so I'm sorry. I can't. I don't like these mirrors. The downside with a super pigmented liner is that when you mess it up really well. But my trick to fix that is partially my lashes are going to hide a big portion of that, but I will take a tight compact brush and I will just pat the color over where my line got a little messed up, and it kind of helps to camouflage it out. So, because you can't really take it off and start again if you're lazy like I am. So we don't do that. So now I've just got some black on the top line, and then we are going to mascara it up. And right now I'm using the Better Than Sex Too Faced mascara. I really enjoy the volume, but it doesn't give as much length or curl as my Unique Epic. But I am so excited to get my hands on the new Epic 4D mascara. Like, length, volume, curl, all in one step. I cannot wait. And I really do like the Unique mascaras, and their products in general. I haven't had very many that I've gotten that I've been like, this isn't what I wanted it to be. So I'm loving that. But right now we're using this, which I really do enjoy this mascara. It does also stay very soft. One thing I don't like about the Epic is that at the end of the day, it does seem to be a little stiff. And like I mentioned, I do play with my eyes a lot, and so I get a lot of fallout from it when I'm playing with it at the end of the day. So I have like little specks of mascara falling down because I play with my eyes, and that's nothing really to do with the mascara. If I didn't touch my eyes, it'd stay in place just fine. It's me. It's all me. But I live with me and I have to make her happy. And so I do like this one because this stays soft all day, and so I don't get that fallout when I'm playing with my eyes towards the end of the day. It does, though, on the other side, this one does smudge a bit because it stays soft and the Epic doesn't. I don't know, it's like mascara wars right now. Like, I really can't decide which one is making me happy and which one isn't. So I go back and forth between the two, which is absolutely fine. So that is the basic look. The only thing that I'm going to do now is I'm going to put on my glasses so I can tell you. This is the Tarte Rainforest of the Sea Shadow palette. And it was in my very first Boxycharm box. It's very pretty neutrals. They are all shimmers. Not a huge fan of the fact that they are all shimmers. There's only one matte in here, which is the only one that I can really use for a transition shade. I have made really cute looks with this, but really I use it for this one shade right here. This is called Treasure, and it is the most beautiful brow highlight. And inner corner. So this palette is getting used simply for this one shade. I cannot get enough of it. And it just brings a bit of lightness into that inner corner. And that's it. That's the look. So super bright, not a lot of steps, just a lot of me chatting and not knowing what I'm doing. But I realized I hadn't given you guys a video of any of the looks with the festival palette. I think maybe I'll do one more giving you guys a more neutral look, or maybe a more glittery look. You guys tell me, do you want to see something neutral? Do you want to see something with the glitters? Let me know, and I'll do one more video with this, but I am really enjoying this palette. They're creamy, they're pigmented, there's not a ton of fallout, and it's playful, and I love it. So PUR Festival Palette is a win for me. And that's the look for the day. So thanks for hanging out with me, you guys. Bye.